Bruno Fernandez is injured. That is what Arsenal supporters are hoping for. But guess what? Shame upon you. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb. It is the late night update about Manchester United as Arsenal supporters are hoping that the jinx sticks with us. But guess what? It is moving on. The same jinx that was trailing us last season has moved on, made its next stop now to Arsenal. Arsenal, well, they have got injuries. And of course, nothing to be proud of, really. Injuries are not good to any footballer, and football is just the banter, honestly. But there are lots of Arsenal supporters I was seeing quite excited by reports that Bruno Fernandez could have been injured because of what appeared to be, a bad, tackle in their win over Scotland. But guess what? Bruno came out after the game and clearly said it was just a bump, nothing serious. So, guys, worry not. Bruno is 100% fit. He's not injured and he's ready to continue from where he stopped as he plays his first Man United match, age 30. It's probably will feel different. Footballers always tell you that whenever they turn 30, they feel different when they're playing football. I do hope Bruno has learned a thing or two from Cristiano Ronaldo when it comes to maintaining your fitness and keeping your body good and in shape for you to be able to play for a long period of time, because we need him as fit as he can be for the longest possible time. Now, the talk now will be on Manuel Ugarte, and we do know that as we do return for the early kickoff on Saturday to take on Southampton, the eyes will be on whether Erik ten Hag will do the right thing, the easiest thing, the simple thing, the noble thing, the smart thing, the safe thing, the everything thing, and play Manuel Ugarte in that game, because he performed. He has been playing so well for his Uruguay, and we do know that he certainly must be willing to go. He must be eager to come and put in a shift for Manchester United. I honestly feel like he will play him, maybe not as a starter, because that's how stubborn Erik ten Hag is. May not start him, but I expect him to start introducing him and giving him minutes. Now, the other issue, of course, people have been asking me about is whether Rasmus Hojlund will be back for that game. He might or he might not, but there is a possibility that he could be back and available, and perhaps try be on the bench, maybe come on a bit later. But who cares for now? Because Joshua Zirkzee is on form. Well, we do care really, because we do know really that Rasmus Hojlund is our preferred number 9. But I think Zirkzee, having opened his account with the Dutch national team, must be in the mood as well, and it's not really a bad time to try to maintain that rhythm and keep him playing, so that of course, as we do hope for the quick return to full fitness for Rasmus Hojlund. So I feel like, for me, and even with the error that is being put or placed on Mathis de Ligt, I feel like our players have got a good international break. For me, the first most important thing is keeping them fit, because before this was never happened. I mean, when is the last time our players all went for an international break and all returned fit? I think for me, it's a good thing. And I want to see how Arsenal are going to deal with that situation. I hate to be talking about Arsenal on the Man United channel, but I mean, they were laughing at us for how we struggled as we managed our injury situation. But you see, in all those issues, we were able to win a trophy. I wonder how they will cope with it. I'm eager to see. But anyhow, let me shift back focus on my own beloved. Now, for me, Luke Shaw, of course, is another injury update that we hope to hear some development about. But I don't think Luke Shaw will be back for the Southampton in terms of for the Southampton game. I think, in fact, if anything, Tyrell Malaysia might return before Luke Shaw does. It's possible that Tyrell Malaysia might return before Luke Shaw. But for me, here's the thing. I don't care who is there, who is fit, who isn't. And I mean, this should not be the excuse. I don't think United's performance against Southampton, a team that is yet to get a single point this season, just returning to the top flight, I don't think our performance should be dependent on who is fit or who isn't. I think our performance should be dependent on who we are. We are Manchester United, and any day, any night, Man United should be obliterating Southampton, more so given the circumstances in which they are. This is not the Southampton that had Dusan Tadic and Sadio Mane, if you do recall back then before Mane joined Liverpool. This is not the same Southampton. This is another Southampton, I think a shadow of its former self. So for me, this is a team we should be feeling like we should go and make a proper statement on. I mean, if we ever needed a comeback game, this should be it. And it's not even just beating them. We should dominate them and batter them, destroy them like we should. And if Eric Ten Hag can listen to the words of Cristiano Ronaldo, who he certainly wouldn't want to listen to, but Ronaldo advised him and said, if he can listen to Ruud van Nistelrooy, because Van Nistelrooy knows that a team like Southampton should be getting a proper beating by Manchester United, and it doesn't matter whether it's at their stadium or at Old Trafford. Now we're traveling away to them, but it doesn't matter. Man United should be dominating and obliterating, destroying Southampton and putting them where they belong, regardless who is starting. Sir Alex Ferguson would beat teams, even big teams like Arsenal and Chelsea and the likes, would beat them with players like Phil Jones starting in the defense with Ashley Young, with Valencia, players who are not exactly world class, who are never exactly world class, but Fletcher, name them. But they would still go out there and beat them. Why? Because they would, because of the arrogance you should have as Man United playing some of these small clubs. You can respect a big opponent if you're not 100%, but for a team like Southampton, regardless where you are, you should be able to beat them. And I think for me, it is also a very good game for Manuel Ugarte to play his first game because it's away from home, that's one. But also, it's not a big time opponent, a scary opponent that we should be worried of. So my thinking is this is the perfect game for Eric Ten Hag to start Manuel Ugarte and give him a chance now to start acclimatizing with his teammates and growing into the game. Because if you miss this away game, for Manuel Ugarte, if Manuel Ugarte misses this away game, then it puts us in some form of pressure because after Southampton away, we are coming back home to play Barnsley, and that's in the EFL Cup. Of course, now that's one where you expect the Toby Colliers perhaps to come in and get a few minutes or something. But then we've got Crystal Palace after that, and then Fulham. No, Fulham we're done. But we've got Crystal Palace away. That's another tough game. So these are the games where Manuel Ugarte, a new signing, should be getting a chance to play some football. We then have on the 29th of September, we've got Tottenham. Because according to what Eric Ten Hag said when he was speaking about Ugarte, that he could be out for weeks, probably months, he seemed to suggest that probably could start, his first game could come against a team like Tottenham at Old Trafford. I think that would be worse than, playing him against Southampton. I think that would be a, a, a more unfair baptism, a baptism of fire for him, if I would say. So why not introduce him away against a lighter opponent and let him grow into the team? Because we've got a series of, of relatively easier games, I should say. Of course, there are no easy games in the Premier League, but relatively easier games compared to the likes of FC Porto, Tottenham, Aston Villa, and the likes, and Brentford, who are waiting for us. I think in the future, in the late September and early October. So for me, I'm eager to see what Eric Ten Hag is going to do when it comes to Manuel Ugarte. For me, that's the key decision because for delete, when it comes to delete, whether he starts because of the or not because of the errors he made, I think this now more than ever, Eric Ten Hag has got to show his full support for Mathis delete. He has done this before to the likes of to several players, the likes of Rashford and the likes. He should do the same to Mathis delete because he needs it. He needs him to be the one coming in now to tap him on the back and tell him, you know what, mistakes happen, just learn from it and pick yourself up. And I trust you're a good player because indeed, even in our loss to Liverpool, the lead proved that he's indeed a good player and an important player for Manchester United. That's my honest take. So that's a bit of a wrap up of what's going on with Man United. Of course, a lot of Cristiano Ronaldo talk about the club and how he loves it, but still Real Madrid is the biggest club in the world. And blah, blah, blah. Again, talks about Eric Ten Hag advising, showing us how he loves the club, but also as he attempts to break a record to make it 1 billion social media followers or subscribers. Now, again, guy is just like he keeps saying, records chase him, he doesn't chase them. Wow, I love his arrogance. So you wonder what Lionel Messi is up to, what he's doing when it comes to his brand in this day and age of social media. For Ronaldo, clearly, when he retires, we can tell what he's going to retire into. And trust you me, he's already showing signs that it will work for him. Jude Bellingham has followed suit as well. I saw him open a YouTube channel. I do hope it also gets a bit of fair traction. Of course, it can never be close to what Ronaldo has, but I mean, it's good he's starting it at the prime of his career, but also not even the prime yet because he's young, really. He's only 20. I think he has started it early into his professional career, and I think can only grow with it if he stays fit and playing at the topmost level. That's pretty much it. We'll talk more about that game, Man United and Southampton. I wanted to address the scare that Bruno got a serious injury. No, it was only a bump, so don't you worry about Bruno. So I hope to see Bruno, Ugarte, and Kobe for the first time playing in the same midfield. If anything, the only one surprise I would see Erik Ten Hag perhaps do is maybe rest Kobe and play Ugarte and Casemiro and Bruno in the middle, because Kobe has really played quite a number of matches, and you can see clearly that he's sort of getting a bit tired. But even in his tiredness, he's still one of our best players. That's the beauty about him. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later, fam. Peace, love, and harmony.